He cured himself of stuttering and faced an assassination attempt in 2015. Things you didn't know before about Joe Biden. On November 7, 2020, Democrat Joe Biden beat Republican Donald Trump in the race to become the 46th President of the United States. Joe Biden, the former Vice President of the United States, has been a public figure with a public presence for nearly half a century. The 79-year-old man was born in Pennsylvania in 1942 and was first elected to the Senate in 1972. He was re-elected 6 times thereafter, and spent 36 years in the U.S. Senate. Biden ran for president first in 1988, and then again in 2008, before serving as vice president in the Obama administration. In his third attempt in the U.S. presidential race, he defeated Trump in an election that caught the world's attention. Below, we review the strangest things that you may not know about Joe Biden. 1. Stuttering prompted him to study poetry and recitation. Joe Biden was born in 1942 and grew up in Scranton, Pennsylvania. As a child, Joe suffered from a severe case of stuttering and was unable to correct his speech with natural speech therapists and pediatric speech experts. So he took it upon himself to overcome the disorder, and indeed he was able to achieve a noticeable improvement on his own after putting in a lot of self-effort. He studied poetry, especially the works of William Butler Yeats and Ralph Waldo Emerson, and practiced reading poetry aloud while looking in the mirror until he was relieved of the condition. 2. Difficult family circumstances and his first oath in the hospital. Biden married Nelia Biden in 1966, and remained married to her until her death in 1972. They had 3 children together, Naomi, Robert, and Joseph III. Joe Biden later married in 1977 to Jill Biden, who remains his wife to this day. He had 1 child with her, Ashley. Joe Biden was sworn in as a U.S. Senator in the hospital due to family circumstances, from which he could not be absent. His 2 sons, Robert and Joseph, were injured in the car accident that killed their mother and sister. Joe Biden stayed with them in the hospital, so he swore by his bedside oath as a Delaware senator for the first time in 1973 that he would not leave his son. 3. Longest representative of the state of Delaware. Biden was first elected to the Delaware Senate in 1972, then won again in 1978. He went on to win re-election in 1984, 1990, 1996, 2002, and finally 2008. He resigned his victory in 2008 directly, because he also won the position of Vice President of the United States of America in the same year. By the time he became Vice President of the United States in 2009, he had served as a senator for 36 consecutive years. 4. Support for the Iraq War at the beginning. Biden, when he was a member of Congress, voted to support the U.S. invasion of Iraq in 2002 after it was introduced in the U.S. Senate. Despite this, in the years following the start of the war, he criticized America's sole role in the war and called for the control and restraint of this effort. In 2006, he also argued that the then needed increase in U.S. troops in Iraq would lead to failure and loss of life. Instead, he advocated the federalism of Iraq, with the need for what he called an outlet between the different ethnic and religious groups. 5. He underwent serious brain surgery. Joe Biden had brain surgery in the past. His severe neck pain led to brain surgery in 1988, after doctors discovered an aneurysm in his brain. He underwent a second operation shortly after, when he developed a pulmonary embolism as a result of complications from the previous operation. As a result, he was forced to recuperate for a full 7 months from the aftermath of the surgeries, as he was unable to perform his duties in the Senate or engage in official life. 6. Accusations of harassment before the presidential elections. Misconduct allegations surfaced against Joe Biden in 2019. Lucy Flores, the former vice governor candidate for Nevada, alleged that Biden kissed her head on the back without her consent in 2014. Other allegations followed, including one from 2009, in which the woman claimed Biden made her feel uncomfortable. As a result of the accusations, Biden later apologized, claiming that he had no intention of harming anyone, and that he would pay more attention to personal space in the future. 7. Attempted assassination. On January 17, 2015, Secret Service agents assigned to the vice president heard gunfire in the direction of his home. Neither Biden nor his wife were in danger when the incident occurred, although Secret Service agents spotted a speeding car driving away shortly after the shooting.